Good morning. How's everyone doing this morning? The weaving continues. I've not used this baby stick before, but I'm kind of liking how it's coming about. Don't know if you can see much. I know the contrast appears a lot, but I wish there was a better angle. I wish you could see what I'm seeing. Let me try one thing. Let's see if I can. Okay, might have I'm going to reach all the way. Okay, be careful. I'm going to be moving stuff around. So, I need to get you the best angles, right? So sorry for the crazy camera movements. But, would this be better? What do you think? I need some feedback here. Is this a better angle to see what's happening? I wish I could have the camera right here, but then that's in front of my face. And that in particular doesn't work. So, what if I moved? No, that won't work either. Let's just stick to the original angle then, for now. I'll have to figure this out at another time. You just stick to that. I hope that's fine for everyone. I just added some locks in there. Maybe I should add some more texture there. That's too crazy. All these samples that I have made. Let me get my scissor. I had taken it upstairs for something, and the one I have here is not sharp enough. Alright, I'm back. Let's just cut that up and insert this guy in. There we go. I think it just enhances the look of the pattern further, so that's not a bad thing. I like that bubbly effect. Let's just tuck those ends in. This was just slightly longer. And tempted to use the beater, but that would mess up stuff, so I cannot use the beater. I'm liking the wave it's creating because of this curved shuttle. I'm not using it as a shuttle, I'm using it more as a beater because I have a shuttle. Otherwise you would wrap it around this. Not required in this case. Hey Lorraine. Yeah, this is a shuttle I purchased last year when I went to Knit City in Vancouver, Canada. So it was the only purchase I made there because I was so overwhelmed with all the yarn out there. And I landed up buying a shuttle with a curved edge. I didn't even have a plan. I was just feeling bad I didn't buy anything, so that's what I got. But I'm glad I did. And after well, it was last year in October, so it's been almost a year, and it's finally getting some use. Hey, did you have some major storms, or I know you mentioned you were expecting some severe weather, and I think I saw a post on Philadelphia for some crazy floods happening. Don't know if that's normal for you. I haven't lived in that part of the country at all, so I'm not familiar with your weather cycles. And I had seen a piece in which you actually keep shifting the shuttle a little bit at an angle that way, so the wavy lines go at a diagonal. That looked beautiful. I'm not doing that though. Actually now I think I'm going to switch to doing this just a straight beat. I wonder if I'm going to lose that gap. I might. You know what I'll do? I will leave some open spaces in between. Okay, let's see if this works. So this yarn, even though it's a commercial yarn, it goes crazy thick and thin for some reason. It's fine. So what I wanted to do was, now I want to offset my curve area. So I have these open gaps in between. How about that? And let's do that for a while. I don't know if you can see the gaps appearing here in between. Maybe more obvious later on. Ah! Okay, good thing. I almost squeezed it in, but Maybe I can use the beater to go part way in and then kind of reshape it with the shuttle. I just have to be careful not to go all the way. But yeah, it has now this open structure in there. God, it feels so tempting to put something in there now. Let's just leave it open. So I'm going to push it down partly, and then the rest of the way I'm going to use the curved shuttle. Not to the extent that you had yesterday. Smaller areas. Okay. Okay, gaps are visible. I can see them. It's just like, just never know. So if I put this shuttle down here, maybe you can see the gaps appearing better. If there's a contrast behind, it's pretty dark on dark, so I guess that's what, because I'm seeing on the screen and it doesn't look very visible. Here's what it is. I'm gonna just push it down close to it. I wasn't doing this earlier using the beater at all, but I think it helps less effort on pushing the shuttle down. And maybe I'll add some of that white yarn again. Let's see. Let's do that. So if you see, it's a very interesting boucle kind of yarn. There's a camera. There it is. Can you see that? Gosh, okay. That's how the yarn looks like. So definitely adds interest. Let's just push it down slightly. I need to send this message really quick. So hold on for just a second. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. So this will kind of highlight the fact that the curve has been offset. Give a nice contrast to it. I need to advance the warp. Let me just push this down in place. There we go. There we go. See, it just makes an offset curve there, which I like. I'm usually been always fond of, you know, bright contrast. I'd like high saturation colors and everything. I'm really liking the natural colored yarns that I have spun and just undyed stuff because it really offsets so well. What am I doing? I didn't even tighten my warp. That's not good. I think I'm going to do what? How do I end up messing that up? I don't. I have certain rules when I'm pushing the shuttle from the right side. I want to push down on the right treadle, even if it means I'm overlapping stuff or doing something else, but there we go. It keeps me in check, essentially. So see, coming from the right side, my right foot is down. I think I'm going to stop with that and then just to go back to regular beating and see what happens. It might straighten out that curve a little bit, but let's see if I can maintain it and keep it. So it'll have another few gaps in it. But, that's good. It goes so much faster, right, when you do that. Okay, now I want to try something else. Let's cut up that yarn. I think that's a good amount of that yarn going in. This is actually 3 yarns poking out. So let's see if I can make this look right. Okay, this, what I wanted to try was adding some texture by pulling in some loops here. So I'm getting these loops here, which I like. I'm going to do the same here, except now I'm going to offset those loops. We just do what do you think about that? Okay, let's do some more loops. And maybe more loops this time. Let's do loops again. As you can see, I'm not following any sequence because I like the organic feel of it. When I feel like putting a loop somewhere, oh, you like the curved gap? Cool. I'm sorry if I'm being not loud enough because I'm kind of like just thinking what I'm doing. I'm mostly speaking to myself in a soft voice, and it's not like I'm working with clay and know exactly what I'm doing, and I can kind of talk and watch my screen and do. But I'm liking this, bubbly texture in here. So let's do one more loop here. Yeah, that gap is getting more and more visible. I hope after the whole thing is done, it still remains visible. When I started doing the curve, it started from the straight edge. So when I had the gap, I put the locks in there to fill them up. But this time I felt I should just leave it open and see what happens. I'm having a lot of fun with these loops, which I didn't think I would. I thought I would find it being very tedious, but it creates a really fun texture without much work actually. I didn't have to spin a boucle yarn for this, and I could just go ahead and create that loopy texture out there. It's like a shag carpet almost, which I know doesn't sound like the best thing, but that's what it feels like. And there are actually 3 threads that I wound up on this bobbin. They are all commercial yarns, and all of them, two of them are from garage sales, and one was just from a leftover project. Okay, let's just do a few more passes like this. As you can see, this weaving definitely eats up a lot of yarn, and it's not like it just uses a lot more. Knitting definitely takes more yarn, but this uses up yarn much more quickly. That's the difference, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. If you have some very precious yarns, then yeah, probably not the best thing, but I kind of have reached a point where I'm just like hoarding up on everything, and I kind of need to use up stuff in my stash. I keep waiting for that perfect project for it, and I'm finding the weaving, especially the Saori style of weaving, being very organic, and which I can use my hand spun yarns, my weird. We are reaching towards the end of the warp. I might be done weaving this today. Probably not during the whole live event, maybe. But I just noticed that I might have only like and well, I could finish it during the live. Do y'all want to see the unveiling? I was planning to have a special event for the unveiling of it. Here you're using stash, yes. I know, you just land up collecting so much of it, and this finished the yarn perfectly on the last pass, which I love. No extras. I have like cones and stuff of yarn, some acrylic, some wool. This I'm loving. Okay, what do we do next? I should have woven that in. Let's just leave it. I do have this handspun, but there is absolutely no contrast with that. Let's okay, I need choices. I have that yarn. It's showing up very purple on the camera. It's more magenta than purple, which I need to figure out how to fix actually. So either I go with that as my next few rows, or what else do I have? Do I go with something very plain and boring for a few rows? I probably should. I do have this purple. The purple looks blue. It has like sucked out all the reddish colors. So maybe let me see if I can adjust the camera settings to make the colors more true. Configure video. Let's see if I can adjust the white balance. Yes. Those are the colors. Gosh. Okay. Now you're seeing the true colors of what I'm weaving. How about that? I just looked at the camera and I'm going like, why is everything looking so grayish purple when I have like a deep magenta next to me? I think I'm liking this yarn to go next now. No, that'd be too much white on white. However, this guy is still in its weird skein form, which I should wrap up into a ball if I need to use it. Okay, I think. Alright, let's hope that I don't have a twist in the skein and don't land up sitting and untangling. So these are all yarns, like some of all this art yarns and stuff. I just get excited seeing a particular technique or something and I go like, oh, I need to try that. And the whole trying that thing leads to a little bit of yardage, not a lot, and I go like, oh, that was fun, and then it ends there. Okay, I definitely need the tight coiled side towards me. That's the thing I want to start off with, so let me turn it on this. Sorry if I was out of view. But, so this has some nice interesting bobbles and just some regular spirals, all of which are happening in one yarn. So this is just like regular spiral that's happening, as you can see. And like in the beginning there were these beehives, and then if I remember correctly, I think this yarn I made from a bat, which was the very first bat I carded on my drum carder. So see, everything got a purpose finally. And this fiber was very compacted. I had tried dyeing and over dyeing the stuff, but it was just not. So I have a bunch of like just plain thin yarn as well. I think it'd be fun to just do it. Oh, I have some like what do they call, knots? Can you see those? Let's see if it focuses. That is if I can find where the camera is. There it is. But yeah, so I have some of that also happening in between. See, which I think is cool. And now we are out to the thick super coils, which is what I want to add first. And it has a weird knot thing happening here, which is fine. I think once I'm weaving with it, I can just cut it off or and figure out what to do with it. But this will be a fun add in. See, very cool. So these colors going in next, and yes, it's very textural, and I think I would like something plain before adding it, but I'm feeling a little lazy to do that. Let's just add this in. Advance the board. Okay. This is gonna be a little bit of a struggle trying to squeeze in that big thing there. No, it's fine. Oh, I like how this sits in between. Nice. It's I don't know if you can see, but all the coils, they are appearing in between the warp threads, which makes it look super cool. See that? I wish I could keep going close up on this stuff. At least you're seeing the right colors now, and it's not like this grayish purple, and it is a deep magenta that it's supposed to be. I'm not beating very hard on this. I kind of want to keep that texture, and the warp threads are getting hidden almost actually. Okay. So Lorraine, if you're still online, do you do any weaving? Or it is a rabbit hole you haven't stepped into yet? And I'm letting the big loops hang on the edges and, you know, let them be really big and obnoxious. I think that's fine. Okay, so this is where a knot is appearing. See, there's an advantage of just leaving in knots. They just appear and disappear at the right spot, and I don't think I want to even do more of this. I think this is just the right amount I want to add there. Oh, you have an Ashford Knitter's loom. That's cool. So is that a tabletop size? I don't know. I'm not very familiar with the Ashford looms. The curved shuttle that I was using, that was actually from Ashford. Okay. Let's just weave that itty bitty end in. Get hidden nicely. There you go. So this was fun too. Next, what do we do? I do have this yarn. Okay, let's use this guy. Kind of want to keep an eye out for the end of my warp. Actually, I think I have more than I think I do. Basically, it's a rigid heddle. Okay. Yeah, I have the rigid heddles are neat as well. They're nice and compact. They're definitely easy to warp, I think. I have a tabletop, a very old antique tabletop loom. I think it was called the Peacock loom, and that's the very first one I had. And I did like it for what it was, but it was, I very quickly outgrew it. I was like, I want to do that, I want to do this, and I couldn't get the shed on that open big enough to pass a regular shuttle in. And you know, they expect you to use those shuttle sticks all the time, and I'm not particularly fond of those. Like for the art yarns and stuff it's fine, but for regular yarns it's too much of a pain, because it feels like you're warping the whole thing on the shuttle first and then putting it on that. It feels like double work to me. Let's move this wall further. There. Okay, now we'll get into the rhythm of doing some regular weaving. Again, this is two different threads, so, and one of them is a stretchy wool alpaca and the other is a super non-stretchy polyester shiny boucle kind of yarn. So we will see if it starts misbehaving, which I just had to say it, and it's trying to misbehave already. See, it's getting caught up. There we go. Okay, time for something interesting again. As you can see, I get bored very quickly. Okay, I still have these fabric strips, which I think I will add again. Come on, there we go. And let's put the right side up. And I think I'm going to, I like that ruffled look of the yarn, so I'm going to try doing something similar. Let's see if I can do it with a strip of fabric as well. Okay. Okay. And that's how that is going to be. Oh, this two-thread business is sometimes so annoying. See, it's gotten caught up again. It's because one of the yarn has a lot of stretch in it and the other one doesn't at all. So one of them just flows out and the other one is kind of gets caught up a little bit. And what I should do is also advance the warp again, but we should do that now. Okay, so I got some more texture happening there. Now what do we add? I do have this madness. Should I add some of that? Let me. I don't have a yardstick that's free. I don't. I do have the curved one. Let's just use that. I'm not going to put it in as a curve, but at least look at the size of those spirals in it. That should be interesting. Okay, I think I'll go up to here. So I have some white in the beginning, and then I will have some of this crazy spiral. Alright, okay, advance the warp. Big cloudy textures in there. And then I'll do two passes with this, and then let's move on to of this. Okay, good. So it looks like this is the way things are getting trapped in. I'm just letting them be. There we go. We're kind of missing the edge of this, but it's fine. You get the idea of what's happening. What I'm going to do though is I am going to pop out one of these bubbles out and place it back in. happens with that is one of those spirals is just going to sit on top and not get trapped. I like that. Which makes me think I should have done that all along. Not necessary. There I go again. I need this just for pushing the yarn through. So I'm going to try that again, but I'm going to pop out another one. I just need to see which one. So if I want to pop out that one, I will backtrack and I need to even carry the yarn with me. I'm going to backtrack and pull it out here, and I know how long it is, so I'm going to pull it down there. I don't know if this is the way people usually do it. It's just the way I'm doing it. Should we pop out one more? Can we pop out a purple one? Let's pop out a purple one, which would be this guy here. So not long enough. Let's see. Let's go out here, and then since it is just that long, and I like that it's coming over the yellow portion, which will hopefully make it stand out. Maybe it might not even matter. So there, so that one is going to stand on top. We are coming to the end of this. Isn't it fun when it just kind of magically, you know, you wrap just the right amount of yarn? It's a little more satisfying than knitting, because with knitting you kind of never know. With, like, you know, cutting your yarn before you start using it, it's a little scary. Yes, I'm just going to squeeze it in as it is. There we go. And do I have maybe one more pass? Yep, that's all I have. The yarn for. Sit there, and we'll just weave in that in there. So I really like these standing out in the fabric. I don't know how practical it is. I'm sure it'll just catch on things if you're wearing a garment like this, but if the spirals were smaller too, I think it would look really neat. Okay, what next? Um, oh, I do have this handspun, which is again, it's oranges and yellows and pinks. It's the same color as this particular, but it's the same yarn as that, but I had used a bunch of fiber that I had found and at a thrift store, and I blended it up with some sari silk and made that yarn out of it. Could never figure out what I'm going to use it for. Now you know. I have used it for one project actually. Here. Okay, I thought I was coming to the end of this warp. I'm nowhere close. I don't know what I was looking at, which made me think that, oh, I'm getting close to finishing this thing. No, there is still, no, there's a good yard I think left. Alright, have fun on your hike. I hope you had fun watching uh, whatever I'm doing here. I guess it's weaving. Okay, I'm liking this. I think I want to try some clasp. here. There, Casper is getting excited over something. Like we had a break in the yarn, so I guess that's where we're gonna end things. Let me see if I can pull this through. Let's put it up to there. What do we do next? Might as well add this now. It's not my favorite yarn, but it looks fine when it's woven. Let's do that. I think I'm going to try something else this time. I'm going to pull this out from in between. And then leaving some gaps on this side, which I'll fill in with something else. Again, not going all the way through. You probably cannot see what I'm doing. I am actually, maybe now you can see, I'm not going all the way through. I'm pulling up the shuttle midway in different areas to create an empty space there, which I plan to fill in, and let's hope I can fill in. Again, what am I going to fill it in with? I don't know. This bit does have some pieces of fabric actually in it, this yarn. I had carded with some scraps of fabric in the carder. I didn't quite like the process as much as I thought I would. We are at the end of that. I can see that I have like a diagonal line going here, and I need to figure out what I can fill this up with. For that, I'll probably need another tool, and I hope I can find it. Just basically this comb here, so I can stuff things in here and push them in. What I'm gonna do, I don't quite know. I don't want anything white. I do have this really nice yarn which I didn't use yet. Should I use that? That would look nice. Okay, let's try that. But I do have to wind it on the warp first. I cannot use the beater this time, so I'm going to use the comb for adding in the yarn. Okay. Is there any other tie-ups that I have? Yep. Right there. Okay. So let me. I think I'm gonna wrap it up directly on this. There's a lot of sparkle in this, some sequence in it, and I hope you can see what I'm warping on. I just put the skein on my knees, and okay, now do have some regular yarn in between with no sequence, but then towards the end I again have sequence, so that's good, because I want to use the sequence part. Okay, now let's see how to work this. So I'm just, instead of the beater, I'm using the comb now to squish in the yarn in the empty gaps, and I'm just seeing how much it needs to can even change the shed and move it forward or keep doing the same location a few times, because this yarn is thinner than, somewhat thinner. And because of the self-striping nature of this yarn that I'm using, I think I might land up with like one yellow section here and another color. You probably cannot see it right now, but you will eventually. Let's try that now. So now see, it's kind of turned into green. Okay, very tempted to use the beater. Have to be careful that I don't. Let's go back here this way. Change the shed. And so I'm still trying to maintain the straight line. I think I'm going to move on to the next section here. One more. Color is changing slightly again, and we're going to move up to here. To go back. So tempted to use the beater, but I shouldn't because it's going to mess up. All the pattern work that I'm doing here. Let's put it up from here. I like it almost looks like a rainbow with clouds. That is neat. Oops. I got my shuttle warped in the cloth beam area. There we go. I think now I can go all the way through. And just use the regular beater. I'm going to just weave up to the point where actually that didn't work, so let's backtrack. It needs another 2 rows before I can go to regular beating actually. I'll get to do. Oh, what am I doing here? Now. That's good for now. There we go. Our view looks more compact on top than down below, but I think that's fine. It's interesting to try out. Okay, I still have few yards left, so I will continue this later on. But thank you for joining me, and hope y'all had fun watching. Bye.